I'm at 230 miles. So by the time I get home, I'm going to be at 250 miles on the new CBR650R. So I figured I would give you guys my initial thoughts, a little 250 mile review. Let's do it. First thing I want to talk about this bike, and we'll get it out of the way, is the ergonomics. It's very comfortable, suspension is great. The seating position is not as relaxed as people make it out to be. Everyone acts like you're gonna be like fully, you know, upright, and there's definitely a bit of a lean forward. It's not like a super sport, of course, but it is there. So if you want something that's fully like, you know, upright and natural seating, I would say like the CB might be better for you in that situation. That being said, it's nothing crazy. I could definitely be in this position for a long amount of time, so it is more relaxed than like a super sport is, but compared to some of the other 650s in the class, I would say this is more aggressive compared to like a Ninja 650 or a SV 650, for example. Windscreen does the trick. I can't really feel the wind till like about right here. It hits me in the face, so I would say a taller windscreen would be a little bit nicer. If I tuck, I do eliminate that noise, but it does start hitting me kind of right on the top of the helmet. So it's really nice for like a tuck position, but in terms of just general riding, there is maybe a bit more wind than I would like. But overall, it's not bad. The wind isn't terrible. It's not too loud, but I would definitely appreciate having a slightly taller one, and that's definitely on my list of mods to do to this. Speaking of mods to do to this, grips are atrocious. They're really hard, they're really slippery, so you have to squeeze them pretty tight, especially the right hand, and so I feel a lot more vibration than I would like. I already actually received my new grips for this, so that's how bad they were. I ordered them like after getting home, day of. So yeah, definitely would recommend changing out the grips on these. Moving on to power, this bike definitely has plenty of power. Yeah, this thing is nice. Somebody had commented on my original video asking about its ability to overtake cars on the highway. You have zero problem overtaking cars on the highway on this thing. I haven't even taken it past 8,000 RPMs yet, and this thing is a beast. It is a true drop a gear and disappear type of bike, and it definitely wants to go. Compared to other 650s, like again, the Ninja 650, SV 650, the Yamaha R7 even, this is a lot more power. This is a lot more aggressive in the power department. I don't really know that the power level on this thing is suitable for somebody who's never ridden a motorcycle before. All that being said, the power delivery is incredibly smooth. It just seems to come on gradually as you increase speed. Let me downshift here. No hands, yes. Let me try to get up here and see if we can get a nice little pull for you guys. Yeah. Oh yeah, baby, this thing is a blast. Oh yeah. Yeah, man, anyone who thinks this bike is underpowered, you know, maybe compared to 600s and 1000s, but just in general, it's by no means underpowered. This is the most powerful bike I've ever owned personally. It's the first time I've ever had an inline 4. So the priority for me was kind of smooth power delivery, and that's what this bike really gives me, and I'm happy with it. Now, I know this is what everybody's been waiting for, and as I take off here without using the clutch at all, it's probably a good time to segment into talking about the e-clutch on this thing. First thing that I have to address is this is not an automatic bike. There's a clutch lever right here, there is a foot shifter, and you have to shift gears. You cannot get on this bike, turn the throttle and go, expect it to shift gears for you. That is the Honda DCT system that's found on the Rebel 1100, that's found on the NC750X, that's found on the Africa Twin. So those three bikes have DCT, and Honda's DCT is like a true automatic. There's no clutch, there's no shift pedal. You just get on the bike and you go, and it shifts through the gears for you. And if you want, you can use like these plus minus paddle shifters that it has, kind of like you would in a car, but it's an automatic motorcycle. Now with the e-clutch, it's a fully manual motorcycle. The only difference is it has an up-down quick shifter, okay? So what that means, if you're not familiar, a lot of sport bikes have similar features. Essentially what it allows is for you to shift the gears up and down without pulling the clutch in. The main difference between the e-clutch and other quick shifters on the market is, as you can see right here, when I come to a stop, I don't need to pull the clutch in at all. I'm in first gear, my hand's off the bike, and it stays in first and it's not going to stall. That is the new feature that comes with e-clutch. And this is for city riding. It's the ability to just pull up to a red light, leave the bike in gear, and take your hand off the clutch. Super convenient, right? If you want, you literally could never touch the clutch. Like, you can get on the bike, you can shift from neutral into first, take off, shift to second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, shift back down, and never touch the clutch. You can only shift with the clutch if you want. You don't have to use the e-clutch at all. In fact, you could fully turn off the e-clutch in the settings and you'll just have a normal manual bike. Now, what's really nice about the e-clutch is while I'm riding, and once we get moving here, I'll try to show you guys this, but I could be in first, I can shift into second using the e-clutch, then I could pull the clutch in and shift into third using a traditional shift, and it works. All right, so I'm gonna shift without using the clutch into second, and then I'm gonna go ahead and shift into third using the clutch. And you see it just like that. I can go in between using the clutch lever and not using the clutch lever. And here we go, we'll shift down without it. Gonna go ahead and shift up without it. And then we're gonna come to a slow here so I can actually and now I can shift back up into second without the clutch. So yeah, some people had asked me if the clutch lever is like completely useless or just there for show, and no, it's not. You can fully use it whenever you want. The e-clutch is super intuitive, it's super smooth, a really cool system, and I love that you're able to go in between, right? It's not just one or the other. I will note that with the e-clutch, so you want to still be accelerating as you shift up for the smoothest shift. If you take your hand off of the gas when you shift, it's gonna shift still, it's just gonna maybe like lurch a little bit. So just keep that in mind. Slow maneuvers like U-turns, lane splitting, stuff like that might all be a little bit easier if you're feathering the clutch instead of relying on the e-clutch system. But once you kind of get the hang of like where it engages in first, not too hard to get the hang of it and still be smooth in the slow speeds. Oh, this is a perfect time to talk about this. So one thing about the e-clutch is if you pull up to a light in the wrong gear, right? Like I'm in third gear right now, it's flashing telling me to shift down, but it doesn't stall. So I shift in a second, I shift in a first, and now we're fine. So this is one of those features that they, you know, kind of market as like a beginner feature. But I feel like that just teaches really bad habits, because I've pulled up to so many lights in gear, not really noticed, and nothing bad happens. So the next time I don't have any type of lesson learned from it, you know? It's just like, oh, okay, forgot to shift. Let me just shift down real quick. So yeah, probably not the best habit builder for beginners. The last thing I want to touch on with the e-clutch in this video is just going to be how customizable it is. You can customize the shift lever engagement to be a soft press, medium press, or hard press. Now, I haven't messed with any of that yet, but I am enjoying this setup so far. I'll mess around with a little bit more, and then maybe in the 500-mile review, I can share a little bit more about that. In conclusion, I'm super happy about this bike. I think I'm going to have a lot of fun on it. The e-clutch is super smooth, it's very comfortable, and it has more than enough power to leave me happy for a very long time. What do you guys think though? Would you get this bike? Let me know in the comments. That brings us to the end of the video. I really appreciate you for checking it out. Just wanted to give you guys my initial thoughts after 250 miles with the 2024 CBR650R. We have a lot more content in the way. Make sure if you haven't to throw this video a like, subscribe to the channel. The support means the world, and I'll see you guys next time. Later.